Now here is an example of frequency distribution. So what it says, following are the records of babies born in nursing home in Bangalore during a week, B denoting boy and G for girl. So here they have mentioned data. So data for particular week. So you have to construct a frequency distribution according to gender. So we have to what? We have to do frequency distribution according to their gender. So how many genders we have? We have two genders, one is boy and another is girl. Now how they have given this distribution as? So they have calculated or counted number of boys, they have counted number of girls, and they wrote it in diagrammatic form or in tabular form. So here is the solution. In order to construct frequency distribution of babies according with their gender, we count the number of male births and that of female births and present which are present in this information. So here is the table. So what they have mentioned here? So category, there are two categories, boy and girl, and here number of births. So boys, B, number of births are 16. So 16's births which are boys and 14's are girls. So total is 30. Okay. So they have given here data. So that data is of how many observations? So this data is data of 30 births in Bangalore hospital, right? Birth of babies in Bangalore hospital. Now the next one is frequency distribution of a variable. Okay. Now if they will give you this type of data, okay, now here it is what? It is nothing but your qualitative data. So we can consider that qualitative data. Now instead of this qualitative data, if they'll give us quantitative data, so how do we do this frequency distribution of variable? So here are some steps given by them. Find the largest and smallest observation and obtain the difference between them, known as range. So this is very important for your objective. So this is what? Find the largest observation and smallest observation, and after this range equals to difference between them. So what is formula for range? Range is nothing but L minus S. Okay. So this is the first thing that you have to do for making frequency distribution of quantitative terms. So the next one is what? Form a number of classes depending on the number of isolated values. So we have to make classes, okay, according to the observations values, assuming by a discrete variable. In case of continuous variable, find the number of class intervals using the relation number of class intervals into class length is equivalent to your range. Okay. So if I said earlier that if I have data of students marks, then I considered their class intervals as 0 to 10, 10 to 20, something like this. Okay. So this is what you have to consider those observations and make classes by using that data. Third is present the class or class intervals in a table known as frequency distribution table. So we have to consider what? Frequency distribution table. Now we have to represent our data in terms of tally marks, right? So this will be your fourth step. So apply tally marks, that is strokes against the occurrence of particular values in a class or class interval, right? And finally you have to count all those tally marks and present them in the next column, so known as frequency of that particular individual class. Okay. So here is one example they have mentioned. That example is again what? Example is a review of first 30 pages of a statistics book reveal the following printing mistakes. So these are mistakes. So what do we observe from this? Here